You look like you don't give a shit. You look like you're mad. You look like a serial killer a little bit. And you're probably gonna cancel me because of this. But if you change your face, you'll change the arena of your sales floor. Sales managers, if you look intense and you look like you're having the worst day of your life, what's your team gonna look like? The same way. And if you're not a sales manager, act like one. Walk in with the energy, bring the vibes, paint the pictures, have a good time. Life's about having a good time. Sales is about having a good time. I'm like, bro, some of us, we've got to train our faces to look more interested. I want to talk to you guys about something that some people think is boring, but it's honestly the great separator in everything. And it's customer service versus customer experience. It's an amateur versus a pro. I want you guys to think about, before we get into this message, I want you guys to think about 5 companies that you go to, and I want you to write them down. Ones that you frequently go to, Giovanni. Ones that you frequently go to, Brandy. Ones that you frequently go to, Michael. Companies that you go to and why. I want you to write down why you go to them. Why you go to them. Guys, do you go to a restaurant and you see somebody that looks just totally uninterested 95% of the time anymore? Have you guys ever experienced that? Have you guys ever experienced walking into a car dealer for service and the service advisor looks like he doesn't really care? He doesn't really know you. He doesn't really know your history. Have you guys ever had an experience that like you're like, man, this person just isn't that good, and then maybe you go back to that same restaurant or that same place and you get the expert. You get the guy that really truly cares. You get the woman that's on fire and she just can't stand you not having the best experience, right? I want you to write down out-care your competition. And and we throw that word around, but I'm gonna directly teach you a couple of things. Why do people go places? They go places for these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. They go for these 6 things. Fast, quality, cheap, luxury, user-friendly, and customer service. Listen, if you buy a BMW, you go to BMW because BMW is known for customer service. My wife had a BMW. When I pulled up into BMW, you know what they did? They literally had the car ready for her. She never had to wait. The oil change was already designed in there, and she walked in and she walked out. What is Range Rover known for? Luxury, but they're not known for customer service, right? Anybody have a Range Rover? That thing's always in the shop. You know what I'm saying, Greg? Thing's always in the shop. Anson? Okay, so they're known for luxury, but maybe not customer service. Hey, it's the Macklin twins. Thanks for watching the video. Listen, if you want our free word track guide, 52 word tracks that'll teach you how to dominate sales, just text 480-780-2203. It'll teach you how to dominate. Let's get back to the video. Text us, let's go. I'm gonna explain the difference between customer service and customer experience, but I was listening to a story on the way to work, and it was about Nordstrom's. Anybody ever been to Nordstrom? You guys have? Yeah, Gerardo looks like he's shopping at Nordstrom. He's all fresh to death. Every time you see him, he's got new clothes and everything. You know, he just looks good all the time. Okay, Nordstrom, you know, this story, this guy thought he bought a tire from Nordstrom. Does Nordstrom sell tires? No, Nordstrom doesn't sell tires. This guy brings in a tire to Nordstrom and he turns in the tire to the customer service desk, and you know what they did? The guy went back to the manager and was like, hey, this guy's got a tire, he's got a receipt, it's not from us, what do you guys want to do? They paid him for the tire. You know what? And then you know what they did with the tire? They took the tire out back and they threw it away. They didn't need the tire. But they care so much about their customer service that they always want their customer to be right. They always want to take care of them. They always want them feeling something different than they felt with anybody else. When your customer is with you, do you strive to take care of their problems and their conflicts? And are you right there with them? Listen, I used to tell my customers when I was selling cars, I said, man, if your wife ever pops a tire on the highway, you better call me first. Do you know how many, I said that 1,000 times. Do you know how many times I went into a customer's house and picked up their car for service for a simple oil change? Guys, I'm a Nissan guy. My store didn't promise that we were going to come pick up your car. I picked up hundreds and hundreds of my customers' cars. I said, dude, don't ever come to service. I got you, dude. If you want to come, that's cool. But if it's an inconvenience and you can't make it here, I got you. I'm going to be the one to take care of you. So many people right now, guys, and I want you to write this down. not this part, but I want you to just think about this and then write these little tactical steps down. But a lot of people are promiscuous in like their sales. It's like dating, guys. They like just want to hook up with the chick. They hook up with the guy, right? Like they're not really looking at like, is it a one-night stand? Are you dating or are you trying to get married? The three philosophies are totally different if you're going into it when you're dating somebody, right? When I was going in and I met Miranda, I was like, man, I'm like gonna go in differently. Like, I really think I could marry this chick. What did I do? I treated her better than I'd ever treated anyone. No matter, like, no wonder it worked out, right? But I wasn't just going after it as a one-night stand. Most people in sales right now, they're one-night stand salespeople. When you meet them, dude, you can just sense that they're just trying to sell you. They're not trying to serve you. They don't really care about your problems. They're really not trying to go to the next level. They're really just trying to get the one commission and then that's it. I posted on my story this morning, this guy on my Facebook, you can go look, this guy Corey Baker. He sold 64 cars. He's in a small town in Alabama. The store had never had anybody come close to this, okay? His buddy that he's training sold 54 cars. They never had a 50 car salesperson. I want to tell you something. When I talked to this kid, everything was about customer service. He's like, Ian, there was a video you said 3 years ago about customer service. It's been the one thing that I've done better than anybody else in the country and the community on Facebook, because you said if I would do these things, then I would take one customer and turn them into 3 customers. 3 customers, turn them into 5 customers, and I'd create raving fans on the internet. Go to his Facebook. You've never seen a car salesman's Facebook engage more than his, I assure you. You know why? Because he's taken one experience and he's made it legendary. He's made it unforgettable. Guys, right now, is your experience unforgettable? If it's not, you must change it. You must make, when people come in, they feel like they want to buy something for you for life. Let me tell you why. Jimmy, your VIP customers, when you turn them into a VIP customers, they become the best recruiters. The best recruiters of selling your product. They become the best referrals. I said, hey man, how many referrals did you get of those 64 cars? He said 30. 30. Some of you have never sold 30 cars in a year. I'm just being honest with you. Why? Because your customer service sucks. You gotta look in the mirror and decide, hey man, you know what? There's one thing we can all do, it's treat people right. There's one thing we can all do is take care of people at a high level. And if we do, it's crazy. The world just rains money at you, man. You just start to make it. It starts to be easy. You know, Corey said, dude, it was easier to sell 64 cars than it was to sell 20. I said, why? He's like, dude, because once I mastered 20 and I really took care of those people for 8-9 months straight, Ian, dude, he's only 2 years into this. He's like, dude, for that first 8-9 months, I just took care of everybody at the highest level. Not throwing that word around, but really showing up for them in their lives, making them feel just an experience that they can't even put into words. When they talk to somebody, they should want to cry when they talk about you. Jimmy, he's one of our coaches now, but I gave Jimmy such a good customer service experience. He followed me all over the world. All over the world. Literally, he's like, dude, I just want to be next to you. Your customers should want to be next to you for life. Guys, this is the key that everybody's missing, because everybody right now is in a what's in it for me attitude. If I sell them, that's it. What? Dude, the second money in the deal is the most important money. The third money in the deal is the most important money. The fourth money in the deal is the most important money. Guys, I was at a Nissan store. Let me explain to you. 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and now it's coming back. We were at a race to the bottom. What's that mean? The average commission in my store is $382, I think it was. But the minis were like $200, so there was a little bit of gross there, but not a lot. Guys, you know, if you're in the car business longer than 5 years, that's what it was. So the guys that could market the best got the most money. I became a great marketer, but you know what I did? I don't know oil changes. Like Chris Steinbrook's on the call. This dude knows everything about cars. He was one of the top performing car salesmen. Now he's a coach. It's funny that he's always on these Zooms and always doing these things. But Chris knew a lot about cars. But what Chris started to learn was about people, and it's made him, you know, a millionaire in these businesses. It's not really about your product, is it, Chris? It's more about knowing the person, knowing what they're going through, being there for them, being a friend to them.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's just, hey, Chris sold 40 cars. I remember when Chris was selling 40 cars, and I said, dude, what's changing? And he goes, dude, I'm just giving these people an experience that they've never seen before. I'm knocking their socks off. From the minute that they get on the phone to the minute they get off the phone, dude, I am knocking their freaking socks off. And he did. And literally, the other side of your life, like what you're looking for, is on just taking good care of one person, on taking good care of 2 people, on taking good care of 3 people. Like really good care, guys. So listen, write down, VIPs become your best recruiters. VIP marriages become your best recruiters. Chris has VIP clients where he doesn't even have to pick up the phone because they say, hey Chris, I got this guy, you need to do business with him. Hey Chris, I got this guy, you need to do business with him. Hey Jimmy, I got this guy, you need to do business with him. Most of your business after you're in sales for 6 months, it should be word to mouth. If it's not word to mouth and you're on just the grind wheel every day, dude, I respect that, but you're also doing something a little bit wrong, okay? Most of your sales after 6 months should come from referrals. Number one, they should come from referrals, okay? So think about the dating philosophy, guys. Is that something that you can relate to? One night stand versus marriage versus, dating. Like even a dating mindset is like, oh, I'm going to try this person out, see what's up, like get to know them a little bit. Like if it doesn't go right, like I'm like, dude, this marriage is going right. I am treating her the best. I'm treating this guy the best. I'm going into with the intention to serve them, not sell them. I am going in there with an intention of creating an experience in their life that they're never, ever going to forget. Guys, I'm telling you guys, you'll be rich if you do this. You'll be totally rich if you do something like this. Now, let me go into these next couple of things. Customer service is proactive. Customer service versus customer experience. Customer service is reactive, and customer experience is proactive. Let me tell you the differences. Customer service is like this. Hey Greg, how you doing? What's up, man? Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully everything's going great. Oh, you have a problem? AT&T, ring, ring. Thank you for calling AT&T. We love you. How can we help you? That's good. That's not bad. It's a good customer service, but it's not a customer experience. There's 2 differences. And you're like, what's the difference? I'm going to show you. Customer service is doing your job. We should all be capable of giving great customer service. That's just saying hi, bye, thank you, having a good attitude. Some of you can't even do that. I'll be honest with you. Some of your faces, even on Zoom, you look like you just don't give a fuck. I'm like, what are you even doing here? Like, your face has to look like you care. All right, I had a car dealer on the other day. I'm gonna show you guys all this real quick. And I said, bro, you're probably gonna cancel me. We were in the middle of the Zoom. And I said, I gotta tell you something. Let me see where it's at. So I get this guy, he has 4 car dealers and he's with one of them and he has 3 salespeople. And we're going over customer experience and he looks so damn serious. I'm thinking in my head, if he looks that way with customers, they're never he looks kind of like a serial killer. Like, dude, I'll be honest. I tell Chris all the time, Chris looks very serious because he's super serious about life and super serious about business. Some of you need to get serious about life. It's funny when you get serious about life, you get a raise instantly, okay? So I love that Chris is serious, but Chris, we're always like, bro, you gotta smile and shit. Because when Chris looks happy, Chris looks happy. But when Chris looks like he's thinking about some shit, Chris' face looks like he's thinking about some shit. When my face looks intense, do you think customers want to do business with me? Not a whole lot. I seen this guy and I go, the whole Zoom I'm talking to him and he just looks so serious. See that face? See the salesperson laughing? See the salesperson laughing? Because I said, you might cancel me for this. You're probably not going to like this. But in getting to know your store, the vibe is very intense. Sometimes I feel like it can be negative. Is that right? They go, yeah. And I go, let me tell you why. It's your owner's face. And I said, owner, you look like you don't give a shit. You look like you're mad. You look like a serial killer a little bit. And you're probably going to cancel me because of this. But if you change your face, you'll change the arena of your sales floor. Sales managers, if you look intense and you look like you're having the worst day of your life, what's your team going to look like? The same way. And if you're not a sales manager, act like one. Walk in with the energy. Bring the vibes. Paint the pictures. Have a good time. Life's about having a good time. Sales is about having a good time. I'm like, bro, some of us, we've got to train our faces to look more interested. You've got resting bitch face. That doesn't work in sales. Listen, man, I gotta be like, all right, Ian, don't get in your head, because I start thinking about 9 different moves, 40 things down the line. Anybody with me? My ADD starts kicking in. I could be with a customer and be thinking about 5 other deals. Does anybody feel me? So I've got to slow myself down, and literally on my hand, you'll see me I have writing on my hand all the time. And right now it says I'm exactly where I should be. I'm exactly where I should be. I don't need to be anywhere else. I've got 45 text messages coming in right now. I'm not thinking about one of them. I'm thinking about you guys. I'm thinking about your experience. I'm thinking about the breakthrough that you need to have today with your customers so you can make more money. Listen, sales training isn't just about going and getting more customers. It's about taking better care of your current ones. If you took better care of your current ones, you'd be rich. You'd be rich. I'm just telling you, if you've been in sales longer than 6 months and you take the best care, I'm not talking about average care, I'm talking about the best care, you'll be rich. Now, I want to go into a couple things that's going to help you take better care of them. Tactical tips, but customer experience is proactive. Okay? So reactive is like, hey, how you doing? Here's proactive. Let me go into that real quick. Proactive is this. You know, if you have a MasterCard Black Card, I don't have one, but one of my buddies does, and I was sitting next to him the other day, so I got to get the experience of a Black Card, okay? Y'all know what a MasterCard Black Card is? You gotta have like 10 million in assets with them. You gotta have like all this other different stuff. Gregory knows what it is. He looks like a guy with one. You know what I'm saying? And Chris will have one soon, because he's all about experience, bro. If you can give Chris an experience, he'll pay a premium price for everything, dude. If you have a product on here and you think Chris Steinbrook is a good fit for your product, all you have to do is call him. He's a lay down for everything. He'll give you an experience, okay? All right, so, but check this out. I'm sitting next to this guy, and it's crazy because, you know, he's on the phone with the credit card company, and they're like, hey, Mr. Bet David, check this out. Your anniversary is coming up. You know, we want to make sure that you know that it's coming up. You're a busy guy. We also want to make sure that last time you stayed at the Bacaro Hotel based on your buying trends, do you want to stay there again? Do you want us to reach out to that hotel? Do you want us to do this for you? Do you want us to coordinate the trip, Mr. Bet David? Do you want us to go here? Do you want us to do this? They're thinking proactively. They're thinking proactively. They're not thinking just, hey, how are you doing? That's just like playing checkers. They're thinking in chess where they're like, hey, how do we outthink the customer? I want you to outthink them. You know, like, think about this, dudes. Think about this. When you buy from Amazon, what do they do at the bottom of your checkout? They literally know the books you're writing, the books you're reading, so they put different little books in your queue that match up exactly to what you want to make it a better experience. Do you think that just happened? No, that was a guy like Greg sitting in an Amazon warehouse or wherever the hell they are, headquarters, and then Greg was like, dude, we got to add some buying trends, and we got to add this so that way they can just click and buy and do it easier. The most creative people win. The most creative entrepreneurs win. Corey Baker, who I keep talking about, when I told him something, he took it and he got better at it and more creative about it. Tim Grover told Michael Jordan to shoot 500 shots a day. Do you know how many shots he shot? 1,000. Because he's like, if he tells me to do something, I'm doing 3. If we tell you to go 1 mile in the Elliott, you should go 3. Because if Andy tells me to go 1 mile, I'm going 7. I'm going 7. That's just how I operate. That's how I've always operated. I've always been the craziest guy in the room. I've always been one of the most dedicated guys in the room. I've always been the most committed, and I've always been the biggest thinker. Honestly, when I got around like guys like Chris, they thought so big. I was like, damn, man, like I like that. I like being around other people that are thinking big because a lot of people just think small. They're thinking in hand-to-hand combat. I'm like just one-to-one. I'm thinking about something, I'm thinking about a war strategy, not just freaking how we killed the soldiers. I'm thinking about how we drop bombs and missiles and get better. You got to be thinking about your customer service here, because if you do it and you're proactive in your approach, you're going to create a brand. Let me tell you guys something. Anson, everybody is all about this branding word. Well, I created a brand in the car business that was probably unrivaled. Like, it generated more business than most people sold in a career in probably a few months. How? It wasn't even that I knew that I was doing it. I just took really good care of people. And you know what branding really is? It's your reputation in the marketplace. It's your reputation in the marketplace. Have you guys ever been to a seminar? Raise your hand if you've ever been to a seminar. Okay, some of you. When you've been around our team, do they give you hugs? Are they looking for you? Do they know your name? Do they welcome you in different than you've ever experienced anywhere? Anywhere. Anywhere. If it's not that, that would piss me off and I would go back to the drawing board. And I know we've got work to do, okay? We're just like everybody else trying to grow. But I assure you, the vibe that we create here is intentional. When you're standing in line, it's intentional. You know, we had to put misters up because it's getting hot out here. I'm like, we got to have a better experience out there for them. It needs to cool them down. It's intentional. It's intentional. Everything should be intentional of you fixing the way that people perceive you. How do people perceive you in your business? If you're a leader, if you're a new person, are you perceived as a new person? Do your customers perceive you as a new person? I was telling Jimmy earlier, Jimmy's a high-level salesperson. He's made millions of dollars in solar. Jimmy got here, and it's a little crazy. We got tons of salespeople running around here. It's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. It's hard to kind of catch your mind up to, right? You got guys that are calling you that are, a billionaire. You got guys that are calling you that are brand new broke, wanting to commit suicide, and you got to help them. And you got to it's a mind fuck. I'll be honest with you. For the first year of your life here, it really truly is, because you got so many. You're not just selling a car. You have to serve somebody, get them out of their problems, motivate them, take them from here to here. It's like, dude, some of you have no clue what it takes to do some of these jobs. Okay? But I told Jimmy, I said, bro, you got to stop acting new. I showed Jimmy a video of when I got with Andy. I was a high-level salesperson, and I answered the phone call like this. I said, Jimmy, look how bad I was. I was like this. Hey, how's it going? I wouldn't want that as a customer experience. I would want, hey, Ian, what's up, man? How are you doing today? How's it going, brother? You on fire? What's going on in your life, man? How's your wife, dude? Oh, man, dude. Oh, you just had a kid? Dude, isn't that the best time of your life, man? What's his name? Maddox? What? Dude, how big is he? He's 20 pounds? That's a big old baby, man. Damn, man. You guys playing around? You guys having a good time? Is getting home the best time of your life? Yeah? Oh, my God, bro. Me and you are going to be best friends. I forgot I was on the phone with you about AT&T. I forgot I was on the phone with you about you buying a car. Fuck buying a car. They don't care about, they're going to buy a car no matter what. You know what they're buying? They're buying you. They're buying you. They're buying you. They can buy any Ford from any dealership. They can buy any solar panel from any person. They're buying you. I don't know about oil changes. I don't know about curb rate. And I would tell people that because I'm not a liar. They would say, Ian, what's the curb weight of this car? I'd say, I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Listen, I'm just a 20-year-old kid that's here to serve people, make you feel good. And listen, if I don't know something, I'm going to write it down and I'll never lie to you. That was my mission statement. And I always told people that. Hey, if I don't know something, I'll write it down and I'll get you an answer before you leave because I won't lie to you today. And they'd be like, damn, because I know people want to hear that. And I know most people don't have the courage to be this, okay? I know most people don't have the courage to play with their heart. I know most people don't have the courage to go out there and give people love and give people affection and make people feel significant. I know that. So since I know that, that's my Achilles heel in the market. That's how I'm kicking everybody's ass because I know people want to feel good. I know when somebody's buying a Nissan that's like a Bentley to them. You're like, oh, that's just selling. You know how many people meet me and be like, hey, why'd you sell Nissans? Fuck you, dude. You know what? I'm serving a family that worked really hard like your family to get a car, and I wanted to give them such a good experience that it didn't matter if I was selling a Pinto, a Kia, or a Bentley. I was still delivering for them at a level that they've never seen before. And that made me not only rich in my pocket, but rich in my heart. That's what most people fail to realize, man. I would have people that they bought a car from me when their kid was, 14 years old, and I got to sell the kid a car when they were 18 because their family stayed with me for 4 years. Do you know how many messages I got on Thanksgiving and people would be like, bro, look how many cars are parked outside of our Thanksgiving dinner. They're all Nissan cars, bro. They're all Empire cars. I had these squads of families all around my town that all were driving our cars. I even did a thing. I said, hey, if you can tag one of our plates and tag me in a Facebook post and just say, hey, I just seen another one of Ian's cars, I'll give you $5, Venmo every time. People were tagging me left and right on Facebook. Another one of Ian's cars, another one of Ian's cars, another one of Ian's cars. And dude, they weren't even my cars. They were probably the sales team's cars. But you know what? I was creating an experience online, a proactive marketing approach online that nobody else had. Corey Baker is doing that same thing. It's very freaking impressive. I'm never going to stop talking about it. Because that kid, when he called me, he was $40,000 in debt on Discover Card. They were coming for him. They were suing him. They were going to take him to jail. He watched a YouTube video. He bought a course. He has 3 kids. He was down and out. He was doubting himself. He's in a small town, 2,800 people. This kid can sell 64 cars because he gives a fuck. Some people, that's your problem. You don't really give a fuck. And you need to turn it on. You need to switch it on. You need to remember you're working hard for your money. Whatever you're selling somebody, it is your responsibility to over-deliver for them and make them feel important and significant and amazing. So now I'm going to go into some approaches now that I'm done ranting. But I just started thinking about those things, man, because honestly, I wasn't that good of a salesperson. And honestly, I didn't even get that many objections, guys. I teach you guys how to handle objections, but honestly, some of you have been asking me the same objection for 3 years. I don't even understand. Listen, dude. Listen, if the guy says he has to talk to his wife and you get that 15 times a week, it's because at the beginning of the sale, you didn't ask him if he had a wife, dumbass. And if you asked him at the beginning of the sale, hey, do you have a wife? And he's like, yeah. You're like, hey, on the test drive, you know what we should do? I just had this amazing idea. I've never done this before. We're going to take the car by your house. That way your wife doesn't even have to come to the dealership. She can just take a look at it. But he and I live 3 hours away. I don't care. Listen, dude. I bought people's cars to their house on Christmas Eve, people. Because they're like, bro, but it's Christmas. Don't you have a family? I said, dude, listen, my family knows how much I care about this shop. My family knows how much I care. Matter of fact, I'll bring them with me, dude. Literally. I'm going to give you guys an experience on Christmas. I'll dress up in a Santa suit. I do not give a shit. You guys are my customers for life. I remember I drove to Breckenridge on Christmas. I told my girlfriend at the time, I said, hey, we're going to go spend Christmas in Breckenridge. We're going to drive this Armada up to the mountains, up to Breckenridge, and we're going to drive the customer's car down. And I appraised the customer's car over the phone, got some pictures and stuff. And me and her drove up there, and it was really cool because we're driving this brand new Armada. I got my ski stuff on the top, and I would always send these things to my sales team to fire them up, like, oh, dude, I'm out here delivering cars on Christmas while you guys are just bullshitting, just messing with people, just try. Because I'm always the guy that just wants to do things that nobody else is doing. Whether you like it or not, I'm just like, that's just how my brain works. Like, I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to walk like them. I don't want to talk like them. I don't want to be like them. I don't want my customers to think I'm like them. I just want to be different. And I remember me and her get up there, and they told me the trade was nice. I give them the car. It's a big Christmas surprise. And then we get in the trade, dude. And Greg, I don't know what those things are called, but the shocks like in the front are like the struts, I think they told me, were like blown out. So bro, you would go over a speed, like not even a speed bump, like just a crack in the road, and the car would go like this. And then it smelled like cat piss, like the whole way. So like literally she's looking at me, I'm like, and she's getting car sick as we're going down the hill. It was horrible, dude. I thought we were gonna die, and it just turns out that one of the biggest snowstorms like that we'd ever had was up there. So we had to pull over and drive it for 2 days. Like we had to pull over, go down the mountain, pull over. What was a 4-hour trip turned out to be 2 days. But guys, listen, man. That guy had a big business and a big family, and I sold him a lot of cars. But more importantly, dude, to me, it's not even about selling the product. You know what it is? When I say I'm different to somebody, I truly believe it, because I've got these like war stories. I've got this reputation with myself that's unlike what I feel as anybody else. And I tell myself that. I know that's probably not the truth. I know you guys probably have the same thing, but I tell myself I'm different than you guys. And you have to tell yourself you're different than everybody else too. That's the thing. Winners, that should piss you off. You're like, nah, he ain't better than me. He's saying he's better than me. It should piss you off. Like if it doesn't, you're like, oh yeah, I'm not that good. Then like, you probably got to get your winning mentality up, bro. Like you can't walk into me and tell me you're going to outsell me. It's like, it's literally like will infuriate my soul, because then I'm just going to go want to kill you, So you got to think about these things, okay? All right, so we're going to go into some tactical tips. I'm going to give you 10 tactical tips on how you can make the best possible customer service experience. Number 1, how you onboard somebody is everything. It's how their experience is going to go. Ring, ring, Anson gets on the phone. Anson's coming in for a car. I'm going to use cars. I sold cars. I teach every industry, but I'm going to go with cars. Anson answers the phone. I'm talking to Anson. I'm giving him good energy. I'm giving him good fire. He's like, yeah, man, me and my wife are coming in. I'm like, what's your wife's name? I write his wife's name down. He's like, man, I got one kid. He's coming with me too. I'm like, oh, what's his name? And then Anson's like, it's 2 o'clock during the day. I'm like, Anson, it's after lunch. A lot of people get tired, man. There's a Starbucks across the street. I'd like to get you and your wife something. What does she like to drink? Anson's like, oh man, we're good, man. We're coming from lunch. Like we're good. We won't be. I'm like, no, listen, Anson. Yeah, my house, my wife would feed you. I've got to have you something. Listen, and I say this shit and you guys think it's cute, but it's the actual truth. Like I actually did this with anybody who ever sold next to me. I actually did this with every customer. That's the difference between me and 99% of the people. That's the difference between Corey Baker, 99% of salespeople, is I did this every time. It wasn't just about impressing Anson and making a commission. It's about impressing myself. It's also about the longevity of the deal. Remember, we're getting married. This is his first chance to meet me. This is his first chance to meet his new family, his wife to meet me, his kids to meet me. This is important. I take this shit super seriously. Super, super seriously. He reaches out to me. I'm like, oh yeah, well listen, man, I got to get you something. Water, coffee, an empty cup, Gatorade for the kid. Got to get you something, man. What do you want? See, I'm not taking no for an answer. Greg, remember back in the day they used to tell you to take control of the customers? Go take control of them. And you're like, yeah, come over here. Here, walk around the corner, look under here. We don't even have to do shit like that anymore. I can just do it with a thing called reciprocity. I can take control with reciprocity. I give them something, naturally they feel like they owe me something. It's like, also, it's kind of like an ATM. A lot of you are trying to withdraw from an ATM that has no money in it, your customers. You haven't put anything into your customers. I'm depositing into them with reciprocity, and then when I ask them for something, there's money in the bank for them to give to me. It's brilliant, right? So I got coffee for his wife. She comes in. I meet him at the front door. Meanwhile, when I got off the phone with him, I said, hey, Anson, you want to put a face to the name? I've got this parking spot. This is my parking spot at the dealer. I've got 2 cones blocked off for you. There shouldn't be anybody parked there, but if there is, text me. I'll come out and kick their butt. But I got your back, man. That's your parking spot. I'll see you soon. I had my own parking spot. Maybe you don't, but maybe you should get one, okay? I said, hey, you're going to park here. I'd walk out. I'd see their trade. I'd give them the cup of coffee. Watch this. This is onboarding. I'd call his wife by her name because I've got my paper. And since I'm ADD, I'd have to keep that little piece of paper, a little, you know those little cards, right? I just have one of those and I'd be like, hey, you're Sherry. Oh, you're Bobby. Oh, man, nice to meet you. Your husband was telling me all about you guys. You guys are amazing. Welcome to our store. Hey, real quick, Bobby, I've got Hot Wheels inside. Do you want to go grab a Hot Wheel? I got a little toy for you, man. Here's your Gatorade. They're like, Gatorade? Caramel macchiato? Shit, man, this guy sent us a video. Who is this guy? Who is this son of a gun, man? I never felt this way in my life. I know. And then you know what I do? I take that caramel macchiato or give it to them, and then when I walk inside, I walk over and I pull I have Hot Wheels stapled on the wall. You know what my manager told me when he first saw that? He's like, Ian, you can't do that. I said, go back to your desk, bro. I'll run this shit. You know why? Because I'm the one out here getting you paid, son. Listen, get out of here, bro. I put my Hot Wheels up on there. I fended some heat from there. And then when they saw this little strategy working, I'm selling 30, 40, 50 cars. Greg, when you're selling 50 cars, you can do whatever you want. They're like, bro, literally, like, just do whatever you want. Please just don't leave. You know what I'm saying? So I got my Hot Wheels. Little Bobby comes in. I pull my Hot Wheel down. I'm like, Bobby, here you go. Bobby's like, thank you, man. This is amazing. Now listen, onboarding, tactical. What did I do? I took their soul. I outcarried the competition. I gave them something that they've never experienced before. You know, Bobby has the ability to ruin the deal. Have you guys ever seen a bad kid in a dealership jumping on the hood of a car? Earl, you seen that? Them little kids, some of y'all got little demon kids, okay? You guys are creating little demons. My kids are the best kids in the world. Just kidding, everybody says that. Hey, it's usually the guy that says my kids are the best in the world, right? Mary sold it, they got the worst kids, you know what I'm saying? No, my kids are pretty good, dude. I think my kids are pretty good. I get a lot of good reports on them. You know, honestly, my kid struggles with like intensity, you know, and I like intensity. So I take him to the baseball field and I'm like, all right, listen, bro. All right. I'm going to give you guys a little parenting tip. I heard J.J. Watt's dad say this, so I'm doing this right now, and it's worked for me for one season. Can I give you all a little parenting tip, and then I'll get back to the shit? All right. J.J. Watt's dad has 3 kids that are that are professional athletes. 3 kids, bro. Okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. He said, I took my kids out during summer when it was like 120-degree heat, and I played baseball with them. And I'm like, you going to kill your kids? And he's like, no, listen. What I did was I only played with them for 5 minutes out in the sun, and then I brought them home, and then we would play like inside and stuff like that, talk about baseball and all this other stuff, football. And he said, because your mind reframes the past to be way bigger than it is or way worse. When my kids would play in that summer heat when they were 10, 12, 13 years old, from 5 when they started playing in that heat, they would go to other kids and they'd be like, we don't quit. You know, because your kids at 5 to 7 years old, they're the most moldable that they can ever be. So you have to tell them who they are. I'm telling my son, I'm like, dude, you are intense. Hey, you're a badass. Hey, you're amazing. Hey, you take care of your brother. Hey, you do. I'm like brainwashing him every day that he's doing these things. My mom always believed in me. I'm going to tell you, I've never really struggled with believing in myself because since I was a little kid, we didn't have much, but my mom always gave me belief. My mom always, I would get expelled from school. My mom would be like, it's not because you're bad. And honestly, she should have just beat my ass. But she was like, it's not because you're bad. It's just because you got something in you that nobody else has. And I'm like, yeah, I know. She's like, but you gotta kinda, and I'm like, but she's like, just do you, honey. You're gonna be great one day. And I'm like, okay, my third expulsion, right? Because I just couldn't sit down and I was all over the place. But J.J. Watt, he tells his kids that he did this with them. Now even when they were like 14, 15, 16 years old, when they were playing against other kids because they've had these experiences, they would be like, dude, we play in the 120 degrees. It's not hot out here. You guys think it's hot? And they'd be playing in California where it's 80 degrees and kids would be whining about it being 80 degrees and they think that they've played football in 120 degree weather. I started that with my son last year. I said, bro, we're going to go play in the hottest time where other kids don't want to do it. You know why? Because other kids are going to quit. You know what you're never going to do? You're never going to quit. You're always going to see shit through. This is more than baseball, bro. This is about doing the things that others won't so you can live like others can't. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's like, no. I'm like, you will one day. You will one day, kid. Okay, get out there. We throw the ball for 5 minutes. We go home. He's sweating. I'm like, didn't it feel good? He's like, no, not really. I'm like, all right. I think we're onto something. But I said, hey, you know, you don't really have like that much intensity. You go out there and play with baseball with the other kids like this. Like you're like, beep, oh yay. I'm like, bro, come on, man. That's not how our family's gonna play. I'm like, all right, here's what you're gonna focus on. My son didn't hit a baseball the first entire season. Do you know how embarrassing that is as a dad? But also, I was getting mad at him like, what's your problem? Our family's winners, bro. And then he's like, oh shit. He's like 6 years old. He doesn't understand. It was the coach's fault. So I said, hey, this season, you're just going to focus on having a game face. You're going to focus on when you swing, you're going to swing as hard as you can. That's it. And then when you run to that base, you're only going to worry about running as fast as you can to the base. So I started clocking him to the base. I started telling him how hard he was hitting. Last year, he hit more baseballs than anybody in the league in Arizona at his age. Why? Because he had an intensity unlike the other kids. He'd run around, he'd be like, I'm like, dude, you see how fast you run? Dude, nobody can even see you. You're like Flash, bro. Holy crap. Last season you ran like a baby ballerina, and now you run like Flash. He's like, yeah, I'm Flash, bro. I'm like, yeah, you are. Anyways, back to customer service. All right, I just thought that was a good tip for kids, for dads. You know, I don't know. I'm brainwashing my kid that life's going to be hard and he can face this shit, then there's nothing he can't be. I remember things back in my life where people would, you know, the bad things, and I remember some of the good things, and the good things sound a whole lot better down the line. Like when you're in the suck, it doesn't sound as good. When me and Andy were opening this company and we were in Oklahoma and we got 2 leads a day and we were losing all our money, you know, and we were just like, hey, we got to have a positive attitude through this. It was really hard to have a positive attitude through that, but we did. So I honestly, in the suck, remember us like enjoying it and him saying every day, just enjoy the suck. But when you're in the suck, you actually have to be the one when the lights were off that just say, hey, this is shaping me to be. Hey, some of the stuff that you guys are dealing with right now, you asked for a big life. You asked for God to show up and give you a bunch of big stuff. Well, what he's going to do is give you a bunch of weight and see if you can push it off of you. And if you can push it off of you, then he's going to give you bigger things. But if you're like, oh, I don't like this. Then he's just going to just like be like, here, bro, you literally just like, you know, why don't you just get the water for the sheep? Do you know what I'm saying? Like that, there still needs to be the guy that gets the water for the sheep. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the guy that's got to hurt him. All right, onboarding a customer, the Hot Wheels, that idea may not work in your business. You know, it may work in your business. Here's a tip for cold calling, business to business. And in general, I just want you to get creative. Selena on our team, she has about 1,000 cell phones sitting by her desk. She bought them on Amazon for like a few $100, and she would send these Amazon cell phones out to general managers that ghosted her, and she would tie it up with a little note, and it would just say, and dude, it cost her a couple $100 to have all these cell phones, and she would send them out. Hey, it's also onboarding them, right? Listen, if you're selling somebody something and you take their soul, they're like, damn, bro, that was dangerous. I want my sales team to do that. She would send these phones out, and she would say, since your phone is obviously not working, here's a phone to call me on. You know, like, dude, that's freaking legendary, dude. You know, legendary. Selena's the queen of experience. You know, when you come to the Lions Den, you're doing a podcast with Andy, she bought, and she did this on her own. She paid her own money for these. She has these ammo boxes, and they're filled with all these little gifts, a Relentless book, things that we did to start our company, and all these little things, a shirt, all this stuff. And she walks out and she gives every customer a presentation. She has a little sign-in sheet right here, and she has you sign your name next to all these different people, and she tells you all of this different things. But it's about experience. It's about like giving your customers something that they've never had. So cold calling. How can you be better than everybody else on cold calling? Well, most people just cold call and hang up. You need to cold call and send gifts. You need to cold call and go to the next level. You need to cold call and think about things that nobody else are doing. You're in a car dealership and you're like, well, like, would I do that with every customer? Listen, bro, you got a guy on the hook that you had a good conversation with, and you get off the phone with him and send him a $12 Uber Eats, some cookies for his kids. Hey man, I just sent you cookies for your kids, $12. Yeah, you might not convert the lead. I don't know, but you stand a whole lot better chance. And I'm an entrepreneur too, intrapreneur, so I'll invest in my customers. Most of you, that's your problem. You won't invest any money to make money. You literally are like, well, I'm only making $5,000. I can't do that. I'm only making $3,000. Spend the $3,000, bro. Live like shit for 6 months. You know, live at your mom's house for 6 months. Invest all your money in your customers, and then your mom will be living at your house. How about that? But you don't want to go that route. Invest all of your money into customers. Don't even invest 10% of it. Invest all of it into your customers. Like, seriously. All right, so onboarding. How they come in is everything. This is their first chance to meet you. There's Selena. There's the queen of experience. This is the queen of experience.
About me.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
Hey, hold on.
Is most of you.
I got you, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the problem is everybody wants to keep everything.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to keep it.
Yeah.
They're like, I want to keep my money and my house and my cars. And it's just like, you're going to feel so much better about yourself if you give it away.
Oh,
like, I don't care if
when you're feeling helpless, get helpful.
Yeah, like I don't know if you guys know this, but like Adam, he's new inside of our team. He works directly with the twins.
Yeah.
Adam doesn't have a running car. Like, his car is falling into pieces.
Yeah, he was just a pastor in Texas. We hired him.
Yeah, and he doesn't have
he never worked for money.
Transportation for his 2 children and a brand new baby. So like me and Tyler, we gave him one of our cars, and now Tyler and I only have 1 car. But most people would be like, no, we gotta keep all of our cars. I'm like, what the fuck am I even supposed to do with 2 cars? I got 2 legs. God gave me 2 legs.
I don't need 2 cars, I got 2 legs.
Yeah, God told you to go give more. So stop keeping things. That's everybody's problem. That's
Hey, have a grateful heart, man.
Yeah.
Can you tell people that are the most grateful, that like live in the most gratitude? Selena is honestly, her special characteristic is she is the most grateful person I've ever met. Like, she has the most gratitude I've ever seen out of anybody, and her customers can feel it. Totally, they can feel it. So much so, we sent her to the airport to pick up Patrick Bet-David, because we're like, who else would we want to onboard our most important person out there that Andy looks up to, that Andy's really excited about? We sent Selena. Because we're like, dude, and you know what? Patrick Bet-David, he stood up on stage. He's like, I've never met a woman like her. I've never met a person like her. I'm like, I know, dude. She ain't like anybody else you ever gonna meet. You know why? Because she's tapped into her heart, man. She's tapped into her experience of people. And dude, you just don't know how good it feels for other people to feel good. If you make other people feel good, man, it's just like the best thing ever. It makes me want to cry. All right, number 2, offboarding. Offboarding. We got 12 minutes. I'm going to need all 12 of those minutes. Offboarding. If you don't sell your customer and that's your end of your follow-up, you're an idiot. You're an idiot, okay? So Giovanni, when I was with a customer and they didn't close, what I would do is I'd say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, wait 1 second. Now, this sounds motivational to some people, but it's not. It's the truth. I would go back into my desk. I had all of these cards, and I had all these envelopes. I would write them a card from my heart. And I'd say, Giovanni, you're an amazing dad. Saw how you are with these kids, man. You're a hardworking guy. Never stop. Keep going, man. I love everything that you're doing. If I can earn your business, I would love to. But more than anything, I'd love to have you as a friend. And I would walk out and say, hey guys, read this card when you get in your car. I just want to thank you for coming in. I'd offboard them with something that sent them out into the world feeling good. Now listen, when they went and met Skippy the Punk down at XYZ dealership who don't give a shit, and I've done all of these things, the onboarding, the offboarding, the phone call. Guys, what do you think my be-back rate is? What do you think my return rate is? It's through the roof. It's through the roof. It's through the fucking roof, guys. I'm just being honest with you. And if this shit doesn't light you on fire, just get the fuck out of sales. I'll be honest with you. You shouldn't be in it. Like, if you're not like, if your brain is physically not thinking about like how you can serve people better, you're just not meant for this shit. And hey guys, not everybody's meant for this shit. Like, if your eyes aren't on fire right now, you're like not thinking about how you can take care of people. If that's not your feeling right now, I assure you, Walmart is calling. They need people. I see them posting all the time. Matter of fact, you can earn like $22 an hour at Walmart. Just roll. Don't give sales a bad name. I'm on the mission to make sales great again. I'm on the mission to make people serve people again. I'm on the mission to make people care again. I'm on the mission to make people bring the passion again, the fire again, the love again. Look, 2 people just dropped off. Good riddance, man. Get a refund. I'll refund you. Text me personally. 720-227-6863. I'll cut the check. We need people who care. We need people who want to help people. We need people who bring this into their communities, into their people. Selena, that wasn't even in sales. She brought that to her team. To her team. She rolled up and gave somebody a car. To her team. She just told you, you got to give some things up. Give it up. Help other people. Serve other people. You know, I keep saying this word, give up to go up. Give up the old habits. Give up the old thinking. Give up the old beliefs. Give up the old bullshit so you can go up. Give up this self-serving shit. Give up just trying to sell one customer one time. Give up fucking them over. Give up all of it so you can go up in your life naturally with yourself, with your identity, with who you are, with your brand. You got to give up to go up, people. And that's what you're going to have to do. And you're going to have to add some of these things. You're going to have to really care. Like, and that's the one thing that people can't do for you. Offboard them. If you don't sell them, still figure out ways to serve them. You know, still figure out ways to do something with them. My brother had this guy that was an ideal client of his, and he literally got off the phone with the guy, and it wasn't about closing him. And he started talking to the guy, building a relationship with the guy. The guy's like, man, my 2 kids, you know, they're just always begging for crumble cookie. I gotta get off the phone and order crumble cookie for them. So my brother knows that he's getting crumble cookie right there. He waits like 2 days, and at that nighttime, same time, he sends the guy crumble cookie. You know what the guy sent him? Craziest thing ever. I should have him show it to you. But we have these multi-6-figure packages of high-level leadership coaching, and he just sent, here's my card, run it. He didn't even say thank you. He just said, run my card. He said, here's my card, run it. And then like after they probably ate the cookies, he said, he sent a video that was his daughter's like this. Oh my God, crumble cookies. And he's recording it. And then he flips the camera back and he's like, thanks dude, they really like that. Dude, it was $13-14 to just make their days. Did Evan care about closing them down on something like that? I mean, yeah, but ultimately like, he's just trying to stand out and show the guy that we can do things the right way and the way that people really truly care. And honestly, to me, that matters more than like the guy closing up on something. That, like if that guy goes and does that with somebody else, like what are we after? We're after like this can repetitiously duplicate to other people. Okay? All right. So number 2 was offboarding them. Get them something, man. Make them feel special, man. Do something that they've never seen. Figure out what that is in your business and make it so special that they're like, damn, man. Number 3 that I said, dude, you know, the art of the intro. This is what's dead, man. Some of you, your breath smells like a chicken pot pie. Right when you walk up to them, they smell chicken pot pie and they're like, ah. Like, hey, I'm just being honest. This sounds so little, but it's so big. You don't want to be known as the caca breath guy. Like, I see this one guy every time I'm scrolling through social media and I'm like, the phone smells. In sales, you got to have good breath. You got to have a good smile. Even if you got fucked up teeth, you got to let them out of jail. Like, let your tongue live. Let them out, man. It doesn't matter. Just smile. Just smile, okay? Like, you got to just let it rip, man. Also, this is a teeth whitening tip. I got some pretty white teeth because I let them tan in the sun out here. So I'm always smiling in the sun like, yeah, life's good, man. And then my smile gets whiter, okay? You know what I'm saying? Some of you got yellow teeth because it's locked up right here in negativity, okay? It's just locked up behind your nose in negativity. It don't even see the world. It looks like an anteater. Let it out. Have some fun, people. All right, so art of the intro, man. Are you excited? Or do you, when you meet a customer, are you like, dude, oh my God, man, thank you. Like, and you're looking like you want to sell them something, or are you looking like you're just so happy to see them? Or are you like this? This guy better buy. this guy better do something with me. You turn on the Zoom call and you're like, so, let me qualify you real quick. No, or you're like, man, dude, I'm so excited, man. Like, you know, I'm so excited to meet you, man. You know, I always tell people, I'm like, man, everybody has a little piece of God in them. I'm trying to speak to the little piece of God in them. But I have to show them the God in me. And then I have to show them the good in them. And if I can speak to the good in them, if I can speak to the great in them, if I can speak to the heart in them, if I can speak to the courage side of them, if I can speak to the fun side, if I can speak to the inspirational side, and I can show them that I display these qualities also, and that I'm obsessed about my business, and that I'm the expert, well then I'm not that guy, that lady that's just that first watch that I keep seeing, that's just like, she looks like she hates her life. Like, does this lady know that I'd probably give her a 40, 50, 60% tip? I literally would. Dude, I'm the biggest laydown ever. But every time I see this lady, she looks like she's just like, it's like the last day. And I try to go motivate her. I'm like, hey, thank you so much. Hey, you're going to have a good day today. And she's just like, nope. I'm like, damn, man, you're not even motivationable. Motivationable. I'm not good with words. I barely graduated high school. Hey, guys, I barely graduated high school, okay? It was a total sham, not gonna lie to you. I think they just were sick of me. After like, you know, a couple of high schools getting kicked out of finding the right one, they just kind of like were like, actually that one kind of loved me, so they probably just like let me go. But I start my first class at Harvard next month. Like, dude, I'm just a dumbass kid from the inner city. Like that I just value knowledge and I value being around the right people so much. I'm like, man, I can do anything. I can get into this school, I can do this, I can do whatever I want. Like I truly believe I can do whatever I want now. I truly kind of like is pissed at the old myself that just thought that I couldn't do things because I just thought that. Whatever you perceive will happen. Whatever your perception is of a reality will happen. Whatever value you're bringing to the marketplace is a direct reflection of your life right now. I'm going back to that school. I'm going to Harvard so I can learn more information, so I can bring more value to the marketplace, so I can increase my self-worth and how to increase my net worth. So in order to do that, I've got to obtain new things like you're obtaining now. All right. About customer service. Number two, onboarding, offboarding, the art of the intro, having your hands up, having your face alive, looking alive, having your eyes smiling. Your eyes should look like they're in love, you know? Like ladies, you ever seen your husband look at you and he's just like, damn, she's hot. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at Miranda, I'm like, dude, I took a video of her today. I'm like, dude, you were working out so hard after this baby, like you were going after it. I look at my customers similar to I look at her, okay? I'm like, hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing, man? I'm just so excited to see them, you know? So number three though, the questions that you ask. You need to be asking questions of why, who, what, where. Why do you want this product? Where do you want to take it? Who are you going to show it to? Why did you choose to be a doctor? Why did you go to that school? Why do you do what you do? Why did this? Why did that? Why did this? But you also have to have the face that wants to listen. See, a lot of people, they ask a question, but they can't wait to respond. They're about to vomit on them. Just listen. There's a guy named Dave Panazzo here. I've never met anybody that listens better than that guy. Like, dude, he is such a good listener. It's elevated him into rooms. I'm like, Dave, how did you get here? He's like, I was just talking to this guy at the gym. I'm like, you were listening to that guy at the gym. And then he's on stage. He's doing this. He's over here. And I'm like, bro, he didn't get anywhere with his 2 ears. He listens so good and he makes people feel so involved in his conversation that you're like, God, I just want to hang out with you. I just want to talk to you more. If customers aren't saying this magic word, then you're probably not the guy that's really listening. They got to say, man, I can't believe I'm telling you this. Oh my God, I can't believe did I just tell you that? I shouldn't be telling you this. It's kind of like on a date. She's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I've never done this before. You guys know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, some of y'all didn't get that because y'all ain't getting none because you're not closers. I'm just saying, I'm just being honest with you. I'm just kidding, man. Some of y'all gotta have more fun. Shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all haven't laughed the entire time, and you guys know half the time I'm literally just making fun of people and myself. Like I'm like, you know, people are making fun of my hair online because it's just getting shorter and shorter. Now I can't really spike it. Okay? I gotta decide if I'm going bald or not, or if I'm gonna go get a Turkish toupee. People are making fun of me on TikTok all the time. They're like, damn, bro, you're losing your hair. They make all these like hair comments and shit. And then honestly, I'm like thinking in my mind, I'm like, they're making fun of me for my hair, but they're fucking broke, and I could just buy the Turkish toupee and end all of their comments. Then what are they gonna make fun of? You know? So I'm like, do I do the Turkish toupee and take their souls, you know what I'm saying? Get a little vacation in Turkey, you know what I'm saying? Get like, and then I'm gonna get some sick ass hair like Fionn Sieber. Look at it. I don't know. That's the coolest name ever. Look at his hair. I'm going to give me some Fionn Sieber hair, dude. You guys are going to see me walk in on Twin Tuesday one day. You're going to be like, oh, those haters pissed Ian off for the last time. He got him some Fionn Sieber hair, dude. It's going to look fresh, dude. And everywhere I go, once I got this hair, all of y'all are going to know. I'm going to be like, guys, first tip, you got to get good hair. You know what I'm saying? You're like, Ian, you didn't have good hair your whole life. I've really relatively had the same hair my entire life. I don't know why people, I guess the more you get out there on social media, the more they're just looking to fuck with you. You know, I don't really care. But I kind of do think I would look better either just figuring it out. I don't know. What do you guys think? Well, I look good bald. I think I got too big of a head. What do you guys think? I think Sean looks good bald, but I've just never been bald. Honestly, guys, my mom had this boyfriend when I was in high school or in elementary school, and my mom told me he was gonna cut my hair really good. I was running for class president at the time, and like I had these little sticks of gum, and it said, and I would give them out to people, and it was on this little postcard, and it said, choose Ian. I've always been a marketer. It said, choose Ian, and I'd give these little kids the gum, right? And my mom had this new boyfriend. You know, and she's like, he's gonna cut your hair for tomorrow. This son of a bitch cut my hair and cut all my hair off, and it was bald. And I had the same shaped head now, but I was only like 50 pounds. So like, it was hard for me to walk and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just all head and no body. That kid got a little bit of head. That kid got a big old head and a little bit of body. That was me, dude. That kid got a big old head and a little bit of body. I was just wobbling around. Well, I was pissed, dude. I was crying. And you know what my mom did? My mom traumatized me and my brother, but my mom goes, Evan, you're getting the same haircut. So she sent my brother in because we're twins, and he shaved my brother's head. And then I went to school the next day with a hat on, and they're like, all right, you got to go on stage and make your little pitch to the entire school, which I was cool to do, dude. I wanted to do it. I was excited. But they said you have to take your hat off. I was like, no, my mom, her boyfriend shaved my head. It looks weird. You know, I got a big ass head. It's like white. Like, I don't know if I should do this. And they're like, no, man, the teacher tells me then you're not going to be class president. I was like, So the kids in my class had never seen it. I walk out there on stage and I take my cap off and everybody starts laughing. Everybody, man, like they're just people are laughing like this, not like they're like, oh shit, what happened to that kid? Oh shit, something happened to him, what's up with him? And I was like, damn, man. And so like it's kind of fractured me, and that's why I don't know if I wanted to go bald, but I just wanted y'all to know that. But honestly, I made the speech. I didn't get class president. I always thought it was because of my head. My mom got rid of the boyfriend. I cried for 2 days in my room. And then, you know, I never ran for class president again. So there you go. It fucked me up. And I never got back on the horse. I should have, okay? But shit, man. Now you guys make me want to call and yell at my mom. You're like, we didn't do it. You just said that. All right, last one. Okay, so we got those 3 things. The fourth thing. I don't even know if this is 4. Maybe it is. But referrals, man. If you're not tagging every customer on Facebook, let me explain one last strategy. If you're not tagging every customer on Facebook and writing something transformational, not transactional. Look, I'll equate this to life insurance. It's not face-to-face, but I'm going to write something like this if I'm in life insurance. I got the chance to spend time with Giovanni today. He's an amazing dad. Really hardworking dude. He's at XYZ Business. I would tag their business, give them some love. They'll always share that to their business page, ProHack. And he's a great dude. He's really working hard. He protected his family, which is the most important investment you could ever have today with our company. But I just want to thank him for being a friend of mine. If you guys ever need anything, tag me or text me, and I put my phone number. And then I would tag Giovanni. I would say, hey, Giovanni, do you mind if we stay? And this is where Corey Baker listened. I would say, Giovanni, do you mind if we stay in contact and I tag you on Facebook and just give you a shout out, man? You're a really cool dude. He's like, yeah. I just got all of Giovanni's audience. And then I go in to all the likes, all the comments that people are doing, and I add them all as friends. And then I send them one message, and it's like this. Hey, Derek, thanks for liking me and Giovanni's post the other day of him getting life insurance for me. Honestly, he's just a phenomenal dude. You probably know that. But if you ever need anything, just reach out to me, man. Got your back for life. Thank you. what's going to happen is you're going to build a community of trust. People are going to be like, this guy goes above and beyond. He's going to call Anson. Anson's going to be like, bro, he was the best sales guy ever, dude. The way he onboarded me, the way he offboarded me. You know, go back to offboard. Once you sell them, if you don't give them a gift, I don't know what you're doing. You know, you could have these little bags in the car. I had these little bags in the car dealership, and they were like a name tag. They were like a, just a gift card to Starbucks. They were a shirt. They were a piggy bank for the kid. They were this. They were that. And I would just give it to them, and I'd be like, hey guys, thank you for purchase the car. Let's take a picture. Well, when I did this, guys, it was always so next level. Like even when I offboarded them, I gave them a gift. I almost forgot that. So give them a gift. But then the last part is tag them and then do likes to leads. What's likes to leads? I just talked to you. When they like it, message them, add them, and your goal is to get more people. Corey's getting thousands of impressions on his Facebook because for 8 months he did this with every customer. And so he's got 7,000 people following him now on Facebook, and they're all in the market for what he's doing. Okay? They're all going to eventually buy from him, but they're all supporting him because they all see how hard he's trying. So you guys can go follow him if you want and tell him I was talking about him today, Corey Baker. You can just go to my Facebook. It's easier to find, Ian Macklin. I'm not Evan, by the way. Don't give Evan credit for this. Here, let me change my name. Don't give Evan credit for this unless you didn't like the part where I said you could get a refund. If you didn't like me and you're like, man, this was a horrible Twin Tuesday, then I am Evan, and you can get a refund from Evan. Okay, all right, but you got to contact Corrine Griffin for the refund. She just go through her, send her all the hate messages. I'm just kidding. Corrine's my friend, so she'd actually deal with them. She'd actually love that kind of shit because she's like the person that's always adding value to your life, and she's just like. When you meet certain people, you just know you're going to know them forever. Like when I met Earl and he got into our program, now he's a coach here. I was like, man, I'm going to know this guy forever. Like I remember, if you go follow his brand in the car business, Earl right here, Earl did a really good job. He was the #1 salesperson in the store. And I remember when he reached out to me broke and he just had like $3,000 and he's like, I'll spend all of it. How many courses you got? I was like nobody had ever asked me that. This is like 3 years ago. We're new. And I was like, that's like $2,700. And he goes, I'll take all of it. I was like, I never had anybody act like that. And I was like, dude, that's my guy. This is the guy that's going to win. And then he just went crazy, man. He's like, dude, I got kids. I got this. I got that. I got to win, dude. And I'm not interested in playing in the line. See, but that kind of frequency, I feel like customers know when you're fighting for them, when you're becoming the best you. I really feel like customers, they can tell who really wants it. They can tell who the expert is. They can tell who's trying the hardest. They can tell, because you guys can tell, right? If you go back to the 5 customers that you wrote down the most, that you liked, that you were talking about, or the 5 companies that you like to go to the most, it's because they try the hardest. It's because they're proactive. They're not reactive. They're doing something that you've never experienced before. Earl did that online. He honestly built one of the best brands online because he was always showing these next level things. And customers saw altitude in his brand. They were like, dude, this guy's doing it right. I want to buy a car from that guy. I want to do business with that guy. And he was always tagging them. You got to tag all your customers. You got to create a great experience for them. The reason why I said that this is probably the most important Twin Tuesday to me is because some of you don't need new customers. You just need to maximize the current customers you have. You just need to take better care of them. You just need to talk better to them. You just need to think about things that you can send to them. If your customer's having a birthday and you just call them with a birthday message, is that good? Yeah, that's great. But could you drive over to their house and give them a hug? Yeah. Could you send them a pizza? Yeah. If you're a B2B guy, I sent probably about 1,000 pizzas out to dealerships. I would always tell them to remove a piece, and then put Andy Elliott is the missing piece and my phone number, and I would send them out to dealerships. And they always called me back. They were always like, dang, man, that was crazy, man. Like, oh, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Honestly, guys, I'm just searching for a way to be different in the marketplace. And if you can be different in the marketplace, you'll get rewarded unlike anybody else in the marketplace. Okay, so go be different today. Go be great today. Honestly, if you just took a couple of those tips and onboarded your customers better, offboarded them better, you tagged them on Facebook and you did some of those things, I 100% guarantee if you tagged every customer on Facebook, you don't 2 and 3x your income. If you don't, I don't know what I'll do for you. I'll give you $1 million. Like, it's just not possible. Because people, if you're doing what I said, like exactly how I said it, and you're running the play, I can name 1,000 people that has changed their lives and businesses from that information I gave you. So I hope that you take that into your lives. I hope you take that into your businesses. If you're knocking door to door today and you notice that somebody has bulldog figurines in their house and they're obsessed with bulldogs, why don't you go on Etsy and order some bulldog shit, go over to their house, give it to them and be like, hey, I noticed that you have this in your house. Add this to your collection, man. I got you. Self-awareness, guys. Awareness of what's going on around you. Thinking about stuff. You notice you're on doors today and you notice that somebody has a Bronco flag on there. Why not go buy a little Bronco football for $10 on the internet and go take it over to them? It's not just about what that gift is. It's just about doing extra. It's just about the reciprocity. It's just about giving them something. It's just about showing that you are different and you are the one that they need to do business with. So if you need anything, let me know. Hopefully you took a lot away from this call. Hopefully you'll execute. That's the most important thing. Hopefully you'll execute. What I would like to do is next Twin Tuesday, I would like when we start the call for you guys to drop in the chat some things that you actually executed from this call. So that way I can kind of keep you accountable. Like if Brandy drops in the call, I did this. If like Sean, he's a cop. He's in the SWAT team. Like he probably doesn't have a lot of this he can take into the SWAT team. He's not going to go give burglars gifts and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like Sean could take this into his upper management team, his chief of police, his this guy, that guy, and he could add some value to their lives. Right? Like he could go do something to add value to a significant other, a person that he knows. Like, you know, you can do a lot of these things just to be different and create that reputation with yourself in your heart. So thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. I know this ran a little bit long, but I'm just fired up as shit about this. So later. Hey, it's the Macklin Twins. Thanks for watching the video. Listen, if you want our free word track guide, 52 word tracks will teach you how to dominate sales, just text 480-780-2203. It'll teach you how to dominate. Text us. Let's go.